All right, Happy New Year, everybody. It is January 1st, 2026, and today I hope to start on the manual conversion of the Ferrari F430. Mine is a 2005. Just wanted to make a video on the kit that I selected. This is the website where I purchased it. It was previously called the Dr. S kit. You'll hear people talking about that a lot, but this is Cambio Manuale, I believe is how you pronounce it. So if you're going to buy one, this is where you're going to start. It is gatedconversion.com is their website. It goes over some of their components. Now, this is one of the components I did not buy that I'll talk about later. This is essentially and one of the ECU delete options that bypasses some of the F1 electronics so that it works as a manual. I'll be going a different route, and I'll talk to you about that later. So their kits, you probably know, they come with, this is their gates. So it's going to be a 6-speed manual. The only difference is they do not have the little Cavallino horse engraved in it because of copyright issues. So yeah, it just goes through, shows some of their parts, and then they have a big FAQ down here. And one of the most important ones, people always ask about, how much does this thing cost? Well, it's not cheap. And I told you these are the prices as of January 1st, 2026. So there are several different options. I'm going to talk about which one I went with and why a little bit. And I don't think there's really a detailed DIY video out there yet for the way I'm going to do it. So of course I will be making that in the coming days, weeks, I don't know, hopefully not months. All right, here are all of the prices for the F360 manual conversion kit. And then down here is the F430 conversion kit. So I have a 430, I am going this route. So let me explain these line items to you as I've had to learn them. So this is what you're gonna need to decide on what you want, which kit you want, and how you're gonna do this. And you can see there's lots of choices you're gonna have to walk through, and let George know when you order. He was great to work with, very informative and helpful to me. All right, so there are two main versions of the kit. The line item number one is a brake fluid based version where you're gonna remove the transmission, you're gonna replace some inner seals and the throwout bearing, and that kit is $1,400. Now, what I will tell you, and what most people will tell you, is if you need to replace your clutch, if it is pretty worn, that is a no-brainer. You're gonna do that route. My clutch is actually pretty good shape. It's got like 75% left on it, so I am opting to do this version where it's the F1 fluid-based version and you don't remove the transmission. It is easier to do. There's less work involved. It's an extra $100, but you're not buying the throwout bearing and some other, the seals and all that stuff that you will see later. But my goal is to do this. So I'm gonna buy the parts for the future conversion of the F1 fluid version to the brake fluid version. That's $400. So when it's time to replace my clutch, I'm gonna have the parts and I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of this conversion. So there's no videos out there on the way I'm doing it yet. So it seems to me this is probably the most common way that people would do this. I don't know, maybe that's just me. So stick around, watch those videos. In a couple years, if I still have the car, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, that's the biggest decision you have to make, but then there's 3 other smaller decisions, yet important decisions you're gonna have to make. Number 1, are you going to cut your own brake pedal? So the brake pedal stock is pretty wide. In order to fit it next to your new clutch pedal, it's gonna have to be shaved down, cut down, narrower. So you have an option there. You can either do that yourself or you can pay them to do it. If you want them to do it, you're gonna purchase the brake pedal that is pre-cut for $700. And then if you want, you can send your stock one back and you're gonna get a $500 core credit refunded to you. And note that is only if you have a left-hand drive vehicle, which I do. The second of the 3 minor decisions you're gonna have to make is, are you going to use their electronics to bypass the ECUs and do the coding for you? Super easy, pretty automatic. From what I've read and seen, it's like a plug and play box that you plug in, and all of that is taken care of for you. The car thinks that it is a manual. If you are going to do that, you are getting this ECUs and cluster configuration for $1,100. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use a guy named Trev, they call him. So he seems to be the only one in the world, really, that works on these F430s, does all of the programming, or at least he's the best. So I'm going to get in touch with him, and I'm going to have him do all of that for me. It's probably going to be more expensive, I assume. I really don't know how much it is going to be yet. But he not only does the coding to make it a manual, but it also does some performance enhancements along the way. So that's the route I'm going to go. Decision number 3, are you going to keep your eDiff? So 2 religious camps on this topic, it seems like, after my research. The default configuration from Cambio Manuale is plugs and electronics to keep the eDiff. And so there's no additional charge for that, but you have different components and electronics if you're going to remove the eDiff. So no price difference. So you just have to decide if you want the eDiff. So there seem to be 2 camps. The ones that say to remove the eDiff typically seem to want to do that because they think that it is going to be a more robust solution because you get rid of the entire F1 system. There's no more pump, there's no more F1 fluid and all of that stuff. So they think that there's less stuff that's going to break down. And they say that unless you're tracking it, you don't really need an eDiff. It doesn't really help you that much, et cetera, et cetera. The other camp says, yes, eDiff is important. Ferrari put it in there for a purpose. You must keep it, and you should keep it as factory as possible, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm kind of landing, I don't care about like the stock part like most Ferrari owners do. I don't have any problem modifying cars. If you've been following the channel at all, you know that about me. But I also heard from Nick, a guy that has an awesome video series as well. He's a master mechanic for Ferrari for like 10 years or something like that, I guess. He says that in all his time working on him, he's never seen the parts of the F1 system that you're keeping fail, like almost never. So he said that that's a terrible reason to decide to get rid of it if you're just worried about it being a simpler system and less things to break. He said, don't do that. He keeps them. Trev, who is going to do the programming, his recommendation is to keep the eDiff. I think it's a little harder maybe to keep the eDiff. I'm not sure. Haven't done it yet. But I'm going to keep the eDiff because it is a really cool technology and really good for your car. If you get rid of it, you have an open diff, essentially. So even if you're not tracking it, from what I hear, of course, all hearsay, I've never done this, it does feel and drive a lot better if you have an electronic differential in your car. So I'm going to keep it. You decide. So let me run down the rest of the things in here. So there's a Hill Engineering throwout bearing, which is the only throwout bearing I've ever heard anybody talk about. So it must be awesome. It must be the one you want. If you're going to do that version of the kit, it is $700. So I'm not going to be buying that until I do mine. And then there are brake fluid seals. If you're going to reuse your old throwout bearing that's already in there, $150. So the reason you're going to have to redo your seals is because you're switching between F1 and brake fluid that's going to be actuating this stuff. Those seals are not compatible, not cross-compatible. So you need different seals for the different fluids or else it's going to eat your seals, start leaking, bad things are going to happen. So don't skip the seals if you're doing that. And then finally, a couple more options if you're going to change to a Scuderia version of the car. The center console is not included, so you got to have to do something about that. And and then if you're going to change to a right-hand drive version of the kit, there's no charge, but part numbers you need. So that is what you're looking at. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below there. If you have done this before, please let me know which options you chose. And if you're happy with them, if you wish you would have changed, done something differently, it's not too late for me. I haven't started yet. So let me know. I'm going to be hopping in the garage and start taking things off of the panels later on this afternoon, I think. Start doing a little bit of prep. Deep breath. Here we go. Oh, so of course, please give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed, all that stuff. Follow along. Hit the bell notification if you want to see when these videos are ready for you to watch. You can stay in touch with me. Oh yeah, also Instagram. I have a Help Me DIY Official, I think is the name of my Instagram. So I post some stuff there in addition to the YouTube. So if you want some more behind the scenes, additional info, that kind of thing, check me out there. Also Facebook, Help Me DIY, find me there. See you guys. Thanks, bye.